You must see this warning, because once you hear what's happening behind closed doors, you'll understand why they are moving in secret. The government is preparing to send out a classified invitation, and your name is on the list. But here's what they don't want you to know. This is not just an invitation. It is an attempt to divert your attention from something far greater. You are about to receive a massive financial breakthrough, a sum so large that it could change the entire course of your life. And they are fully aware of it. This is not a coincidence. This is not a mistake. It is a privilege, a calling, a divine assignment that was set in motion before you were even born. Your existence was never ordinary. It was carefully orchestrated, designed as a grand project, coded with the destiny of wealth and power. But what happens when a system built to control suddenly realizes it can no longer keep you unaware? When they see the spiritual chains breaking, the hidden inheritance resurfacing, and the buried treasures making their way back to the rightful owner, they have tried everything to keep you blind to the truth, to make you doubt your worth, to make you believe you were meant to struggle. But the tides are shifting. The wealth that was once buried is no longer out of reach. Your billion-dollar treasures are awakening from their slumber, and soon they will flow back into your life, just as it was always meant to be. But there is something critical you must understand. To truly claim what belongs to you, you must know how to hold the key. Are you ready to declare to the universe, "I hold the destiny of wealth"? Comment 777 below if you feel this truth stirring inside you, if something deep in your spirit is telling you that you are always meant for more. Your name is being whispered in places of power. Your breakthrough is closer than ever before. But before you can step into what's next, you need to understand exactly why this secret invitation is being sent to you, and what you must do to avoid falling into their trap. To all of you who have supported this message through Super Thanks, know that your generosity does not go unnoticed. May God multiply your blessings and return them to you in ways beyond your imagination. Now, don't go anywhere, because in just a moment, I will expose the real reason they are trying to reach you, and what you must do before this opportunity disappears forever. God's chosen ones, you will receive a secret invitation from the government. You need to see it. God's chosen ones, the time has come for you to witness a profound shift in your life, one that will soon draw the attention of powerful forces. Your days of struggle, hardship, and constant battle are drawing to an end, and the blessings that are rightfully yours are now beginning to manifest. It's not just your neighbors or friends who are noticing. Even the government has taken an interest in your journey. But why? It's not because they celebrate your breakthrough, far from it. Their focus on you stems from fear. Fear of what your rise represents and what it means for the power they have long held over you. For years, they've been watching you, monitoring every step, every decision you've made, ensuring that you remain entangled in the web of survival, unable to break free from a system built to keep you down. This system was never designed for you to thrive, yet despite it all, you've endured. Now, they're beginning to realize that everything is about to change. The very forces that once sought to suppress your progress are now crumbling under the weight of their own deception. Can you feel it? The shift is happening, and they know they can no longer hold you back. We see this theme in the Bible time and again, where the enemy underestimates the strength and resilience of God's chosen ones. Take, for example, the story of Joseph, who was betrayed by his own brothers, thrown into a pit, and sold into slavery. Despite the adversity, Joseph's faith remained strong, and God ultimately elevated him to a position of power in Egypt. His story proves that no matter how dark the road may seem, God's purpose will always prevail. Just as Joseph's brothers thought they were getting rid of him for good, the same forces at play today have underestimated your resilience. Think about it. The system has tried to break you financially, emotionally, and spiritually, believing that hardship would crush your spirit. Instead, it has only made you stronger. Each setback became a lesson, each failure a stepping stone to your breakthrough. You've learned to thrive in the very environments that were meant to stifle you, and now the world is about to see the fruit of your endurance. Does this resonate with you? Can you see how each challenge has been preparing you for this moment of divine elevation? As you step into the abundance and wealth that has been ordained for you, the fear of those in power grows. Why? Because they know that once you fully embrace your inheritance, their control over you will crumble. The very foundation of their system, built on your struggle, will no longer stand. What does that mean for you? It means your breakthrough isn't just a personal victory. It's a victory that will shake the very systems of oppression around you. They thought they could keep you trapped, but now you are about to rise in ways they could never have imagined. This is your season of breakthrough, and though the government may be watching, strategizing, and even fearing the inevitable, there's nothing they can do to stop what has already been set in motion. The divine plan is in place, and it cannot be undone, just as in the book of Esther, where the king's decree was reversed to save the Jewish people, so too will the plans for your future unfold in ways that leave your adversaries in awe. The tables are turning, and you're stepping into a time of prosperity and divine favor that will leave the world around you astounded. Are you ready to step into your purpose fully? Will you embrace the abundance that is yours, knowing that it is not only for your benefit, but for the fulfillment of God's greater plan? Your time has come. The invitation is real, and the time to act is now. History is filled with examples of those who sought to suppress divine favor, only to see their own downfall come to pass. The Bible offers a powerful story that illustrates this truth. Just as Haman's plot against Mordecai in the book of Esther backfired, leading to his own destruction, so too will the plans formed against you crumble under the weight of their own deceit. Haman, a powerful figure in the Persian court, sought to destroy Mordecai, a man of faith. But in the end, it was Haman who faced the consequences of his own scheming. This is a vivid reminder that no matter how strong the opposition seems, those who act in opposition to God's favor will ultimately face their own undoing. Just as Haman's evil intentions were turned against him, those who try to withhold what God has promised you, whether it be wealth, influence, or opportunities, will see those very things slip through their fingers. How many times have you seen the world try to block the blessings that are rightfully yours? Perhaps it's been financial opportunities that slipped away at the last moment, or people who tried to keep you out of influential circles. But now, as your season of breakthrough approaches, the very things they hoped to withhold will multiply before their eyes. Just like the stones that fell from the slingshot of David, their efforts to stop you will only serve to elevate you. This is the moment when the world will see what they tried so desperately to keep hidden. You were never meant to remain small. You were never meant to stay in the shadows. The power within you has been quietly growing, and now it's about to be revealed in full force. Your divine potential was never intended to be stifled, and the very forces that once sought to keep you in the dark will now serve to shine a light on the truth of who you are and what you've been destined for. Does this resonate with you? Do you feel the weight of this shift? Everything they tried to hide or suppress will now be the very thing that propels you into the fullness of your calling. In these moments of opposition, it's essential to stay firm. The world may look dark, but the light of God's favor on your life is brighter than ever. Just as Jesus faced betrayal and hardship before his ultimate victory, you too are being prepared for your own rise. Your financial elevation is inevitable, and no force on earth, no matter how powerful, can prevent what God has already written in your destiny. The plans that were set in motion before you were even born are unfolding, and nothing can stop it. Words, once spoken, carry consequences. Those who manipulate and deceive will eventually face the very truth they sought to suppress. Their lies and deceptions, which may have seemed to carry power for a time, will only serve to unravel their own lives. Just as in the case of Pharaoh, whose heart was hardened against the Israelites, only to see his own kingdom crumble, so too will those who stand against you face the consequences of their actions. Deception may seem powerful for a season, but truth always stands unshaken, and it is truth that will set you free. The lies that have been told, the attempts to harm you, will not only fail, they will be the very thing that exposes the truth. Your rise is not just about wealth or influence, it's about the restoration of divine order. In the end, God's truth will always triumph over the schemes of the wicked. Keep your focus on God's promises, for He is the one who has authored your story, and no one can alter His plan for you. As you stand firm, you are walking in the victory that is already yours. Understand this clearly, chosen one. Your enemies are not careless in their attacks. They are not merely acting out of frustration or chance. Their strategies are calculated, their every move designed with precision. Have you ever wondered why, just when you're on the verge of something significant, distractions seem to pop up out of nowhere? Conflict, lies, and sudden challenges arise, seemingly from thin air. Do you think these are coincidences, or could there be something more intentional at play? The truth is, their goal is not only to disrupt your life, but to sow seeds of doubt in your mind, to shake your confidence, and to steer you away from your divine path. Their ultimate aim is to make you forget that you were born for greatness. But what they don't realize is this: they are fighting a battle they cannot win. When you stand firm in the truth, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. This is a promise, as written in Isaiah 54:17. Take, for instance, the story of Thomas Edison, a man who faced ridicule and failure countless times, yet remained unwavering in his pursuit of innovation. Edison's critics claimed that his ideas were futile, that he would never succeed, yet he went on to become one of the greatest inventors in history. How did he persevere when others saw failure? Edison had an unshakable belief in his purpose, just as you are called to. In the same way, the world may try to impose its limitations on you, but God's truth in your life has already set your destiny in motion. Can you feel the stirring within you, the certainty that no matter what comes your way, you will rise? That is the power of standing firm in your truth. You've likely experienced it firsthand. Right when you're about to break through, the floodgates of distractions seem to open wide. Conflict emerges out of nowhere, and people spread lies that test your character. These attacks are not random. They are strategically placed to drain your energy and distract you from your mission. Think of how a spider builds its web. Every thread is carefully placed, and its purpose is to entrap. But what if you could see the web for what it is? What if you recognize these distractions for what they are? Deliberate attempts to keep you fighting unnecessary battles instead of advancing into your destiny. The enemy hopes you'll succumb to these distractions, but here's the truth. Lies do not endure simply because they are stronger. No, lies persist only when they are fed by insecurity, by fear, or by the need for approval. But truth, God's truth, needs no defense. As Proverbs 12:19 says, "Truthful lips endure forever, but a lying tongue lasts only a moment." You, chosen one, are standing on the side of truth. And when you declare, "I'm not bound by others' perceptions of me," you've already claimed victory. Lies only have power when they find a place to take root. But you have planted your feet firmly in God's promises, and there is no room for doubt. Take Oprah Winfrey as an example. She grew up in adversity, facing hardships most of us couldn't imagine. Yet she rose above her circumstances, rejecting the lies others told her about her worth. Oprah's story shows that you, too, can rise above the judgments and criticisms of the world. The opinions of others cannot define you unless you let them. Like the oak tree planted in the storm, you, too, stand firm. Your life, chosen one, is like that mighty oak tree. The winds may howl and the rains may fall, but you do not break. Why? Because your roots run deep, deep in God's truth and purpose for your life. You are unshakable, untouchable, and immovable. This doesn't mean that challenges won't come. On the contrary, they will. But like the oak, you will remain standing. Does this resonate with you? Can you feel the strength that comes from being grounded in truth? Psalm 1:3 tells us, "That person is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season and whose leaf does not wither." Your roots are not shallow, and nothing can move you when your foundation is God's truth. You are here to rise, chosen one. You are here to endure, not because you are relying on your own strength, but because you are drawing from a divine source. You were not placed on this earth to be swayed by deception, to be torn down by betrayal, or to be silenced by those who do not understand your calling. You are here to walk boldly in your purpose, just as people like Nelson Mandela, who endured years of imprisonment, emerged as a beacon of hope and transformation. Mandela never let the schemes of his captors define him. Similarly, your life is not dictated by the schemes of others. Your path has already been written by God Himself. In the face of adversity, you are unshaken. Your breakthrough is not a matter of if, but when. And when it comes, the world will see the fruit of your steadfastness. Truth will always triumph over deception, and you, chosen one, will rise in the fullness of your purpose. Keep pressing forward, for your time is now. The attacks you're facing aren't about where you are right now, they are about where you're headed. Can you truly believe that the lies, the opposition, and the resistance you're encountering are random trials? They are not. These battles are not about where you stand today. They are about the extraordinary future that lies ahead of you. If you were not carrying something powerful, something divine within you, why would the enemy even bother? If you weren't destined for greatness, why would forces of deception work tirelessly to stop you? The truth is, the enemy fights hardest when he knows he's losing ground. And let me assure you, he is losing ground in your life. Think about this for a moment. When you're faced with opposition, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Yet, what if those very attacks were actually evidence that you're on the right path? Have you ever stopped to consider that the intensity of the opposition may be a sign that you're headed towards something far greater than you've ever imagined? The enemy fights hardest when he senses that he's losing control, and right now, he's losing control over you. Why? Because you are stepping into a future of divine destiny, and nothing can stop you from fulfilling it. These lies, these betrayals, these attempts to derail you, they are nothing more than desperate attempts to delay the inevitable, your victory. Have you noticed that the darkness rages the loudest just before dawn? This is no accident. When you're about to break through, the opposition will grow fierce, trying to pull you back. But remember, deception is fragile. It's nothing but a thin veil, an illusion, and it will vanish the moment the light of truth shines upon it. Just like when a shadow disappears as the sun rises, lies lose their power when exposed by the truth. What does this mean for you? You don't have to fight every battle. You don't have to defend yourself against every false accusation. The truth is already working for you. You don't have to engage in the fight that others try to provoke you into. Think about a farmer planting a seed. He does not argue with the soil. He doesn't wrestle with the darkness beneath the earth. He trusts that what is inside the seed will rise. And, chosen one, what is inside you is far greater than anything trying to hold you back. The truth inside you, the destiny that has been placed within you by God, it will rise. Can you feel it? The power within you is greater than all the forces that seek to stop you. It's easy to get discouraged when people misunderstand you, twist your words, or try to destroy your reputation. But here's what you need to remember. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Isaiah 54:17. Notice, the scripture doesn't say that weapons won't form. It says they won't succeed. That means attacks will come, but they will fail. Lies will spread, but they will never alter the destiny God has already set in motion in your life. Those who have whispered falsehoods, those who have schemed against you, whether in secret or openly, they are waging a war they cannot win. Do you realize this? Every attempt to tear you down is merely adding fuel to the fire of your testimony, making it stronger. People may believe they are in control, that they are succeeding in their plots, but they fail to see what's happening behind the scenes. Every betrayal, every falsehood, every scheme is only working to strengthen your resolve and prepare you for the victory that lies ahead. Think about Haman from the book of Esther. He built gallows to hang Mordecai, but in the end he was hanged on the very gallows he had prepared for another. God's justice cannot be thwarted. In the same way, those who seek to destroy righteousness will ultimately destroy themselves. Take, for example, the Pharisees who thought they had silenced Jesus by crucifying him. What did they fail to realize? Their actions only fulfilled divine prophecy and paved the way for the greatest victory of all time, the resurrection. The very thing they thought would end Jesus' ministry became the cornerstone of salvation for all mankind. Just as Jesus' death turned into the most profound victory, your battles are leading you toward your own victory. Can you see it? What the enemy means for harm, God will turn into good. The resistance you're facing now is simply the last attempt to delay the unstoppable force that is God's plan for you. The darkness rages because it knows that its time is short. But remember this, it is not your fight to win, it's God's fight, and the victory has already been claimed for you. Stand firm in the truth, for the light of your destiny is about to break through. Just as the dawn inevitably follows the night, your breakthrough is coming. You see, chosen one, no force, no scheme, no power can fight against what has been divinely ordained. Your truth is unshakable, your destiny cannot be stopped, and the wealth that God has planned for you cannot be taken. Stand firm, for the day of reversal is near. Those who have tried to destroy you, those who have worked in the shadows to undermine you, will collapse under the weight of their own deception. And you, yes, you, will walk boldly into the wealth, prosperity, and divine abundance that has been written for you. Can you feel it? The shift is happening. What has been set in motion by God is unstoppable. You don't need to defend yourself, chosen one. Just as the morning sun doesn't need to argue with the darkness, just as a seed doesn't need to explain to the dirt what it's about to become, so too does truth stand on its own. Truth doesn't need defending, it simply is. It is unwavering, undeniable, and unshakable. Your destiny is already written in the stars, and it will unfold before the eyes of those who doubted you. They will see in awe the power of God's favor in your life. Can you imagine the moment when those who once sought to tear you down will have no choice but to step back in awe and say, "Look at what the Lord has done." It won't be because you argued or fought for recognition. It will be because God's favor has set you apart. Think about it. Life is like a river. A river doesn't ask permission to flow. It doesn't stop because of a rock in its path. It doesn't turn around because someone thinks it shouldn't be there. No, it keeps moving forward. It finds a way, carving through mountains, breaking through barriers, and shaping the very landscape it moves through. Just like that river, you were made to keep flowing, financially, spiritually, and in purpose. The obstacles in your path are not stopping you, they are shaping you. Each challenge is refining you, proving the power of the one who has called you forward. Do you see it? Those obstacles are not roadblocks. They are stepping stones, molding you into the person you are meant to be. And here's what I know with certainty. The unmistakable proof of your divine vindication is coming, not in the form of arguments won or battles fought, but in the form of undeniable financial favor. What was meant to hold you back is going to launch you forward. What was spoken against you, those false accusations, those betrayals, will turn into the very testimony that sets you apart. Can you picture it? Your testimony becoming the foundation for your rise. It's already written, it's already happening. But let me be clear, this isn't just about receiving wealth. It's about managing it wisely. The financial system of this world is designed to keep people trapped, bound by debt, fear, and a mindset of scarcity. But you are not of this world. You are called to operate in kingdom economics, where wealth flows like a river, where money serves you, not the other way around. You are called to be a steward of God's abundance, using wisdom, strategy, and divine insight to guide your financial decisions. Think about how wealthy individuals in the world operate. People like Warren Buffett, who didn't just accumulate wealth, but learned to manage and grow it with wisdom. He's a living example of how stewardship and strategy in the financial realm can lead to greater impact. But here's the key. You are called to operate on a higher level. You are called to establish a foundation that no attack, no economic collapse, no worldly system can shake. You're not meant to work for money. Money is meant to work for you. Your wealth is a tool, not a trap. Your financial wisdom is your shield, and your understanding of kingdom abundance is your weapon. This is why now is the time to take control of your finances, not just to escape financial struggle, but to establish a foundation that will withstand every storm. Imagine this, a solid, unshakable financial foundation built on divine wisdom, where you no longer worry about lack, where your wealth grows and flows freely, and where you can use your resources to fulfill the purpose that God has called you to. This is your reality, chosen one, and it is closer than you think. You were made for this. Your financial breakthrough is here, and it will transform not just your life, but the lives of those around you. You see, chosen one, there were those who counted you out. They believed they could bury you in doubt, in gossip, in obstacles meant to wear you down. But what they didn't realize is that you are not buried. You are planted. And just like a seed in the right soil, under the right conditions, you won't stay hidden forever. No, you grow. You push through the earth. You break the surface and reach for the light. The world may have tried to suppress you, but it only set the stage for your growth. Right now, you are experiencing that very transformation in your life, especially in your financial life. Doors are opening that were once closed. Opportunities for investment and growth are rising from places where there seemed to be no way. Debt is being cancelled, and resources are being restored. Strength will return, not just restored, but reinforced, unshakable. You won't just make it through this season, you will emerge stronger, wiser, and more favored than you've ever been before. Can you feel it? The shift is happening, and your breakthrough is unfolding in ways you've only dreamed of. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace rest upon you today. I want to remind you of a profound truth. Your existence is not determined by the fleeting concerns of this world. Your life is grounded in God's divine plan. His purposes for you cannot be shaken by the temporary struggles you face. As the Bible says in Luke 6:38, "Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap." This is not just a promise, it is a divine law. Like the mighty oak tree, your roots are planted deeply in the soil of God's universal truth. Every step you take, every decision you make, is secured by His unshakable strength. And now, chosen one, God is offering you an opportunity to be part of this blessing. When you use the super thank you button, when you choose to invest in the work God is doing, you will experience a return that is 100-fold. Wealth without purpose is fleeting, but wealth with divine direction is unstoppable. God's favor on your life isn't fair, and let me tell you, favor isn't fair, but it's yours. When God places His hand upon you, it doesn't matter what others have said. It doesn't matter what has been done against you. His blessings do not need anyone's approval to flow into your life. You don't need validation from those who tried to bring you down. Your success, your financial breakthrough, your elevation, that will be the proof. Have you ever noticed how the loudest voices are often the ones who are most afraid of your rise? Some people thought they had the power to write the ending of your story, but they forgot one thing. The pen was never in their hands. God has been writing your story all along, and no one can take away the destiny He's ordained for you. The truth will silence the lies spoken against you. They tried to hold you back, to convince you that you weren't capable, that you didn't deserve it. But now they will have no choice but to watch as you rise. Watch as God's favor pours into your life in ways they can't even comprehend. Your elevation will be the proof that His hand has been upon you all along. The darkness they tried to cast over you will be exposed by the brilliance of God's light. And that light is shining brighter than ever before. Your breakthrough is not just coming, it's here, and it will be undeniable. God's favor is with you, chosen one, and no one can stop what He has set in motion. Keep standing firm, keep moving forward, and watch as everything you've been promised unfolds before your eyes. Listen closely, chosen one. The silence your enemies will experience won't come because of your retaliation. We don't fight battles the way the world does. No, their silence will be a direct result of truth, standing tall on its own. Have you ever noticed how, when truth emerges, falsehoods can no longer hold up? Lies may rise and schemes may be laid, but in the end, they will always unravel. Why? Because the consequences of deception always come back to the deceiver. Isn't it fascinating how, despite their best efforts, the truth always wins? Those who tried to tear you down, who built their case on lies, will see their own words come crashing down. What they've worked so hard to conceal will be exposed in the light, and this won't happen because of anything you've done. It will be the natural result of their own choices. It's just like the Bible says in Proverbs 12:19, "Truthful lips endure forever, but a lying tongue lasts only a moment." So doesn't it make you wonder, why even try to fight against something so unshakable as truth? Your enemies never had the power to stop you. They never had the ability to control your wealth or your destiny. The schemes they've set in motion were never strong enough to stop the divine plan God has written for your life. And here's something important. You don't have to focus on them. You don't need to give them your energy or your time. Let them scheme, let them talk. While they waste their resources trying to hold you back, you're already moving forward. Doesn't that give you peace? Your destiny is unfolding before your eyes. Your wealth is multiplying, and your financial dominion is rising. Nothing can stop it. Look at how people like Elon Musk continue to succeed despite facing opposition. People doubted him when he first ventured into SpaceX and Tesla, yet he persevered, and now those same doubters are watching his ventures soar. Why do you think that is? It's because when someone walks in their purpose and stays aligned with their vision, no obstacle can keep them from moving forward. And just like Musk, you are destined to succeed regardless of the noise around you. You are stepping into divine provision, and you are no longer living in lack. You are becoming the lender, not the borrower. Your financial breakthrough is already in motion, And the question is, how will you manage it once it arrives? In the midst of all this, when the dust settles, and trust me, it will, you will still be standing, stronger, wiser, wealthier, and victorious, because that is exactly who you were created to be. Can you envision the moment when your enemies will have to step back and say, "Look at what the Lord has done"? It won't be because you argued, fought, or sought recognition. It will be because God's favor has set you apart. It's just like the Bible says in 2 Samuel 7:16, "Your house and your kingdom will endure forever before me. Your throne will be established forever." God has established your destiny, and no one can take that away from you. You don't have to worry about setting the record straight. You don't have to convince anyone of who you are. Have you ever been in a situation where people misjudged you or twisted your intentions? You don't need to explain yourself or defend your actions. Your life, your journey, your resilience, it will speak for itself. Think about the late Steve Jobs, a visionary who revolutionized technology. In his time, many doubted his ideas and criticized his methods. But in the end, his legacy speaks volumes. And your legacy, chosen one, will be no different. It will be your unwavering faith, your resilience, and your ability to stand firm in the face of adversity that becomes your testimony. Your success, your financial breakthrough, and your elevation will be the proof. Those who thought they could write the ending of your story forgot one crucial thing. The pen was never in their hands. God has been writing your story all along, and the truth of who you are will silence the lies. Have you ever wondered what will happen when your breakthrough arrives? Will they be surprised by your success, or will they realize they were wrong about you all along? Either way, it's not your concern. The truth will silence those who tried to tear you down. They thought they could hold you back, but now they will have to watch as you rise. Just like the Apostle Paul in the Bible, who endured countless trials, beatings, and imprisonments, yet continued to spread the gospel and change the world. His enemies thought they could stop him, but God's plan prevailed. In the same way, the lies they spoke against you will only serve to highlight the truth of your destiny. You are a living testimony of God's faithfulness, and your breakthrough is coming. The truth always rises, just as the dawn always follows the night. Keep standing firm, chosen one. Keep moving forward, for your breakthrough is inevitable. The lies won't last, and your divine vindication is on its way. Just as darkness cannot remain when the sun rises, the truth of who you are will shine brighter than ever before. And when it does, everyone will see that your story was never theirs to write. It was always written by God Himself. Life is like a great eagle soaring through the sky, chosen one. Have you ever noticed how an eagle doesn't waste its time chasing after small birds that try to peck at it? It doesn't expend energy flapping around, trying to fight off every little distraction. Instead, it spreads its wings and rises higher, catching the wind and soaring to heights where the smaller birds cannot follow. That's the life you're called to. Isn't it amazing to think that you were made to soar, to rise above the distractions and limitations of this world? You were never meant to stay grounded, pecking around with those who have no vision, no faith, or understanding of the greatness that God is working in your life. You are called to rise, just like that eagle, soaring high into the sky. Your life is like that of a runner in a race. Picture this. When an opponent tries to distract them, to throw them off course, what does the runner do? They focus on the finish line. They don't waste time with distractions. They keep their eyes forward, knowing that the prize awaits them. Similarly, your vision is expanding and your strength is increasing. Can you feel it? The strength and clarity you've gained from the trials you've faced are not in vain. Every challenge has been preparing you for this moment of elevation. You've endured, and now the time has come to rise. What once felt like an endless struggle will soon be seen for what it truly was, a divine preparation. Every setback, every loss, every betrayal that came your way didn't break you, it refined you. Just as gold is purified in fire, so too have you been made stronger through the trials you've faced. The Bible tells us in James 1:3-4, "Because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." The struggles didn't weaken you, they prepared you. They shaped you into who you are today. And now, your moment of elevation is here. The path that once seemed unclear is becoming unmistakable. Here's the truth you need to understand. You won't have to fight for what is already yours. You don't have to chase after money. It's coming to you. You don't have to plead for opportunities. They are seeking you. You don't have to prove your worth. It is already undeniable. Every delay, every obstacle, every closed door was never rejection. It was divine redirection. Does this speak to your spirit? Every no you've encountered, every moment of seeming defeat, was just a divine setup for your greater yes. The right doors are opening, the right connections are forming, the right opportunities are aligning, and nothing can stop it. So, chosen one, hold your head high. Walk with confidence. Move with certainty. Because when the dust settles, when the storms pass, when the distractions fade, one truth will remain. You were never meant to be defeated. You were always meant to rise. In the same way, athletes don't stop running because of an obstacle on the track. Neither will you stop because of what's trying to hold you back. Your breakthrough is certain. And let me remind you, you are on a path that has already been cleared. You don't have to fight for what is already yours. You don't need to convince anyone of what God is doing in your life. Your life will be the proof. When you walk into the abundance, the prosperity, the restoration that has been ordained for you, the evidence will speak for itself. Success is coming. Breakthrough is coming. Restoration is coming. And it's not because of luck or chance. It's because of faithfulness. You didn't quit when others did. You kept believing when it would have been easier to give up. You stayed in the race when others fell by the wayside. And when your breakthrough arrives, those who doubted you, those who gossiped, those who tried to hold you back, they will have no choice but to sit back and watch as you rise. Just like the Bible says in Isaiah 60 verse 1, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." This is your time to rise. Keep moving forward, for nothing can stop you now. But here's the beautiful thing, chosen one, you won't need to gloat. You won't need to say a word, because your success, your favor, and your divine blessing will speak for themselves. The evidence of God's work in your life will be the loudest testimony of all. Like gold in the fire, you have been purified, strengthened, and made unstoppable. But let's take a moment to reflect on gold. Gold doesn't start out shining. It doesn't come out of the earth ready to wear or display. No, gold has to go through the fire. It has to be purified, refined, and melted down, so that every impurity, every weakness, everything that doesn't belong is burned away. And do you know what happens after that? It becomes stronger. It shines brighter. It steps into its full value. And just like that gold, you have been through the fire. You've been tested, pressed, and challenged. But hear me today. That fire wasn't meant to destroy you. It was meant to refine you. It was meant to burn away the doubt, the fear, and the voices that told you that you weren't enough. It was meant to prepare you for the place that God has already set aside for you. Does this resonate with you? Can you feel how the fire has made you stronger? God didn't let you go through the struggle just to break you. He allowed it because He was preparing you for something greater. Let me remind you of Joseph's story. Joseph, the son of Jacob, was betrayed by his own brothers, the very people who should have loved him and protected him. They threw him into a pit, sold him into slavery, and tried to erase him from their lives. But what they didn't realize was that the pit was just part of the plan. What they meant for harm, God used for good. Joseph went through trial after trial. He faced false accusations, was imprisoned for years, and yet he never lost sight of who he was. He kept believing in God's promises, and in due time, when the season of testing was over, Joseph didn't just rise, he ruled. He became the leader of an entire nation, second only to Pharaoh. Can you see how Joseph's painful journey led him to a place of unimaginable influence and favor? That's how God works. And here's the part I love most. Those same brothers who threw him into the pit, they had to come to him for help. They had to watch as the very person they tried to destroy was the one God raised up. They never saw it coming. Does this remind you of your own story? People may have tried to bury your potential, to silence your voice, to keep you from stepping into your divine destiny. But just like Joseph, God is using every trial to elevate you. When the time is right, you will rise, and those who doubted you will have no choice but to watch as God fulfills His promises in your life. Listen closely. Maybe you've been thrown into some pits in life. Maybe people have tried to write you off, whispered about you behind closed doors, or conspired to block the opportunities that were rightfully yours. They may have tried to bury your potential beneath their doubts, jealousy, and fear. Maybe they lied about you, twisted your words, or turned their backs when you needed them the most. They may have looked at you and said, "They'll never make it." But here's what they don't realize. They don't get to write your story. They don't have the final say. They don't have the authority to define your destiny. What they meant to break you, God is using to build you. What they thought would silence you, God is turning into a testimony that will be heard far and wide. Do you believe this? God wastes nothing. Every setback, every betrayal, every false accusation, it was all preparing you for something greater. Just like gold must go through the fire to reveal its true value, you have been refined by the trials you've faced. You are now stepping into the fullness of what God has always had planned for you. When God elevates you, there is no human force that can bring you down. The very people who doubted you, who counted you out, and who spoke against you, they will have to stand back and watch. They will witness as you step into the blessing, favor, and purpose that was meant for you all along. Does this inspire you? Does it ignite something deep inside of you? The moment of your elevation is near, and no one can stop it. Keep walking in faith, keep standing firm, for God is about to elevate you in ways that no one saw coming. Let me tell you something, chosen one. You won't even need to fight. Remember Joseph. He didn't have to seek revenge. He didn't need to go back and prove his worth to anyone. He just stayed faithful. He kept moving forward, kept trusting, kept believing. And at the perfect moment, when the time was right, God did the work for him. That's exactly what is happening in your life. You don't have to fight every battle. You don't have to respond to every insult or prove yourself to those who refuse to see your worth. Does that bring you peace? You don't have to waste your energy on people who are determined to misunderstand you. Let God handle what needs to be done and keep moving forward. You just keep walking. You keep standing. Because the proof of who you are and what God is doing in your life will be undeniable. And when you step into that season of blessing, when the doors open, when opportunities arise, and when favor starts flowing, you won't even need to say a word. Success will be your response. Blessings will be your testimony. Favor will be your proof. Isn't that incredible? What was meant to harm you, what was meant to tear you down, will end up being the very thing that sets you up for the greatest blessing of all. You're about to experience a divine shift in your life. So hold your head high, chosen one. Keep moving forward. Your pit season is not permanent. Your prison season is not your final chapter. You are stepping into a season of restoration, promotion, and victory. Can you feel it? You've walked through the fire, but now it's your time to rise. And when it happens, even those who tried to stop you will have no choice but to see the goodness of God at work in your life. That's the power of divine favor. That's what happens when God's hand is on your life. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them say what they will. It doesn't change the outcome. It doesn't change what has already been written about you in heaven. You're stepping into a season where doors will open that no man can shut, where opportunities will appear that you didn't even ask for, and where people will suddenly recognize what was inside of you all along. This is your time to shine. Does that excite you? Every step you've taken, every challenge you've faced, every moment of uncertainty, it was not in vain. It was all part of the journey. What once seemed like obstacles were, in truth, stepping stones. Every door that closed was God's way of redirecting you to something greater. Every delay, it refined your vision, sharpened your discernment, and prepared you for what's coming. You are no longer in a season of waiting. You are in a season of stepping forward. The road ahead is not uncertain. It has already been cleared for you. The struggles of the past are not shackles holding you down. They are proof of the strength you've gained. You're not simply moving forward. You're ascending to a new level where hesitation has no place. Think of someone like J.K. Rowling, who faced rejection after rejection for the Harry Potter series. How many people told her it would never work? How many times did she hear that her dreams were unrealistic? But instead of giving up, she kept moving forward. And look at where that perseverance brought her, into a place of global recognition and unimaginable success. Just like Rowling, you may have faced rejection, obstacles, and moments of uncertainty. But those trials have only prepared you for the next level of your success. Now it's your time to rise and show the world the divine favor that has been working in your life all along. Every part of your journey has been preparing you for this moment. Keep moving forward, chosen one, because your best days are ahead. The struggles of yesterday are the victories of tomorrow, and nothing can stop what God has already set in motion for you. Now, chosen one, opportunities are aligning with your purpose. The right connections, the right moments, the right circumstances, they are unfolding in ways you could never have orchestrated on your own. Can you feel it? This is not coincidence. This is divine alignment. The pieces are falling into place as if God Himself has been preparing the way for you. As you step into this season, do not carry the weight of past doubts. Do not question whether you are worthy of the breakthrough that's coming. You were chosen for this. Every lesson you've learned, every hardship you've faced, every sacrifice you've made, these have equipped you to handle the abundance that is now arriving. The world may not fully understand your journey, but that is not your concern. Have you ever felt like others couldn't see your vision, couldn't comprehend the path you're on? That's okay. Your focus needs to be on the road ahead, on the vision God has placed in your heart. There's no need to explain your transformation, no need to justify your blessings to anyone. The evidence of your faith, perseverance, and resilience will speak louder than any words ever could. Your life is the testimony. It's not about convincing others. It's about living out the purpose that God has entrusted to you. This is your time to embrace everything that has been set in motion. Not with fear, not with hesitation, but with absolute certainty that you are stepping into exactly what was meant for you. So move with confidence, walk with purpose, trust that the foundation beneath you is firm. The doors before you are not locked, they are waiting to be opened. The opportunities ahead are not fleeting, they are yours to claim. Does that excite you? What once felt like a distant dream is now becoming your reality. What seemed impossible is now within reach. Not by luck, not by chance, but because you chose to keep going when others gave up. You refused to settle. You knew deep within that you were made for more, and now more is here. Think about someone like Steve Jobs, In the beginning, many thought his ideas were far too unconventional. People doubted him, questioned his vision, and even laughed at his ambitions, but he kept going. He didn't give up on his dream, even when the world didn't understand it. And today, his innovations have transformed the way we live. The same is true for you. The world may not have understood your journey, but now it will see the power of your persistence, the strength of your faith. What once felt out of reach is now in your hands, because you chose to keep moving forward when others didn't believe. This is your moment. Embrace it. Take the next step with confidence, knowing that everything you've been through has brought you to this very place. You are ready. You were always meant for this. The blessings that are coming are not by accident. They are the result of your perseverance, your faith, and your commitment to never giving up on the path God set before you. Now, your time has come. Let's pray together. Heavenly Father, I stand before you today in complete faith, knowing that my life is not a mistake, my journey is not by chance, and my destiny has already been written in your divine plan. Every struggle, every hardship, and every setback was never meant to destroy me. It was meant to build me, to strengthen me, to prepare me for the season of abundance that is unfolding before me now. Lord, I thank you for the lessons hidden in every trial. I thank you for the wisdom gained through every challenge. I thank you for the patience that was cultivated in waiting. And now I stand with my hands open, my heart ready, and my spirit aligned with your divine provision. I am stepping into the season you have designed for me, a season of prosperity, favor, and supernatural financial increase. No longer will I operate in a mindset of lack. No longer will I fear the future or be bound by financial struggle. The chains of scarcity are broken. The limitations placed upon me, whether by others, by circumstances, or by my own doubts, are removed. I declare that I'm free and I walk boldly into the wealth that has been ordained for me since the beginning of time. Father, I claim financial breakthroughs now. Let resources flow into my life effortlessly. Let every opportunity that has been blocked be unlocked. Let the wealth of the unjust be transferred into the hands of the righteous. I stand firm in your promise that prosperity is my portion, that favor surrounds me, and that success is my inheritance. Money is not my master, but my servant. I will not chase after wealth, it will chase after me. My skills, my talents, my ideas, and my purpose will attract divine financial favor. Every business endeavor I pursue will be blessed. Every investment I make will yield abundance. Every door I knock on will be opened. Lord, I surrender every fear, every doubt, every hesitation. I will no longer question whether I am worthy of wealth, because you have already called me worthy. I embrace the financial provision that is flowing into my life right now. I receive unexpected blessings, divine connections, and life-changing opportunities. And Father, I do not ask for wealth just for my own benefit. I ask for it to be a blessing to others. Use me as a conduit of prosperity so that I may uplift my family, my community, and those in need. Make me a steward of your abundance. Let my wealth be a testimony to your goodness and faithfulness. I declare that my hands will never be empty. I will never lack. I will never be in need. The streams of income you are sending my way will never dry up. I will walk in continual overflow. My financial increase will not be temporary. It will be generational. My children and my children's children will walk in the abundance that begins with me today. Lord, I receive every blessing that has my name on it. I reject doubt. I reject fear. I reject anything that stands in the way of my divine prosperity. I claim total victory over my finances, over my opportunities, over my destiny. I thank you in advance, for I know that it is already done. I step forward in confidence, knowing that you have gone before me, prepared the way, and set every detail into motion. The waiting is over. The breakthrough is now. I receive it. I believe it. I walk in it. In the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. As God's chosen ones, you are standing at a remarkable crossroads. A secret invitation is on its way to you, an invitation that will change the course of your life in ways you may not yet fully comprehend. This is no ordinary opportunity. It is a divine calling, one that will connect you with the higher purpose God has prepared for you. The invitation is not just from any earthly source. It is a powerful message from the government, a symbol of the authority that recognizes the calling on your life. God has designed this moment for you, and it is time for you to walk through the doors He is opening. You've endured, you've prayed, and you've trusted. Now, God is revealing His plan in ways that are meant to elevate you to a position of influence, leadership, and spiritual power. The government may not fully understand it, but they will recognize the divine light that is within you. The invitation you will receive is just the beginning of something far greater than you could imagine. It's a time for you to rise, to answer God's call, and to take your place in His kingdom in ways you have never done before. It's your time. If you felt the power of this message and it has stirred something in your spirit, I invite you to consider supporting this ministry through a super thanks donation. Your generosity enables us to continue delivering these life-changing messages to people around the world. Every donation, no matter the size, helps us to further spread God's word and share these divine revelations with others who need them. Your support makes a difference. Even if you're unable to donate, please know that we are grateful for your continued support. Liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing it with your family and friends helps spread this message far and wide. Every comment you leave is a blessing, and we love hearing how this message has impacted your life. We believe in the power of community, and your involvement helps us build a stronger, more connected family of believers. So I ask you today, are you ready to step into the fullness of your calling? Are you ready to embrace this invitation and see how God will work in your life in ways that you never thought possible? As you move forward, remember that you are not alone. God's hand is guiding you, and His favor is upon you. May God's richest blessings surround you, and may He lead you on the path He has set before you. May your heart remain open to the divine opportunities that are coming your way. Know that you are chosen, and that every step you take is part of the beautiful, unfolding plan He has designed for your life. Thank you for being part of this journey with us. We appreciate you, and we are so grateful for your presence in this community. God bless you abundantly as you walk in His light and live out His purpose for your life.